Hello, my dear student. I hope all of you fine. In previous class, we already discussed something about the chapter, the selfish giant chapter. He was a very selfish man. He did not allow to the children to his garden. The children every day comes his garden and they play it in his garden. But one day he built a very big wall around his garden. So that reason children cannot play in his garden. There is no place to his garden. So that reason when the children cannot come to his garden, the springtime also not come to his garden. One day he think very much why the springtime did not come our garden. After some time he realized his mistake when he did not allow to the children, so the spring season also not to come. So what he do next we will discuss. Now before going to discuss, I will read this lesson very carefully. Open your textbook. I have been so selfish, thought the giant, even the season love of the children. He decided not to be selfish anymore. He went inside the garden quietly, looking. The children got so frightened that they ran away. The giant called them back and said, "It is our garden, little children." He took a hammer and knocked down the wall. The children played all day long. Many years passed by. Every day the giant watched the children playing in his garden. One day he saw a boy standing. He was not able to climb up the tree. The giant went to the little boy to help him up. As he did so, he saw the little boy had the prints of 2 nails on the palms and prints of 2 nails on its feet. The giant was furious. "Who has dared to hurt you?" cried the giant. The little boy said, "There are the wounds of love. These are the wounds of love. I have come to take you to my garden to play because you have left to the children play in your garden." When the children came in the garden the afternoon, they found the giant laying dead under a tree all covered with white blooms. Okay, now we start discuss. I have been so selfish, thought the giant, even the season loved the children. The selfish giant thought, what he thought? Because he did not allow to the children to play in his garden, so season also not come to our garden. All over the country seasons already came, but it's not his garden. He thought, he realized his mistake and he suffered the stink and he decided to broken his wall. Even the season love the children. Season also love children, but not me. He suffered very much of his doing. He guilty very much of his works. He built the wall and did not allow to the children. He put the board also. He suffered very much of his doings. What he did is very much suffered. So he decided not to be selfish anymore. I want not selfish anymore. Now I want to help him to children to play. He went inside the garden quietly, looking. The children got so frightened that they ran away. He went to the garden quietly. Quietly means silently. He went to the garden and that time children were playing in the garden. The children were frightened. Children were very much feared because the giant or the big man enters the garden. The children were run away from that place. The giant called them back and said, "It is our garden, children." Oh, children when running to outside, the giant called them back. Come on, children, this is our garden, this is your garden, you play. I am not, now I am not selfish anymore, I am not greedy. I am very kind man nowadays. Your garden it is, you play. Children, you play. This is your garden. I am not more selfish now. I am very much happy because of your playing this garden. Spring season also come, seasons also love you, but I am hating you. Now I realized my mistake. Children, play in this garden. Children, he very much suffered his mistake and excused the children, and you do very one beautiful thing. He took a hammer and knocked down the wall. Children, see, when he built a big wall around the garden, he knocked down, means he broken that wall compound. The children played all day long. Many years passed by. Every day the giant watched the playing in his garden. Children's after the days, children's very enjoying in his garden, because he allowed the children to play in his garden, and he also every day watching the children's playing in his garden. One day he saw when a boy standing, he was not able to climb up the tree. One day, every day that things are going, the children came to his garden playing and went out. The things doing every day. One day he watched the children, but one boy standing, but he cannot play, he cannot climb the tree. He tried to climb up the tree, but he cannot climb up the tree. And the giant went to the little boys to help him. The giant went to a little boy to help him for climb. As he did so, he saw the little boy had a prints of 2 nails on the palm and prints of 2 nails on his feet. He cannot climb up the tree because he had 2 nails and of the palm, and he has also 2 nails of his feet. He is only two nails because he cannot climb up the tree. So he is very much suffered when he saw the children. The giant saw the children, he is very much suffered. Oh, wow, what is this? Who has dared to hurt you? Who cut your nails? Who hurt you? Who is that person? The furious means very angry, getting very angry, the giant about that boy. Who has dared to hurt you? Who that person who hurt you? Is very much strongly asked the children, because he had only 2 nails, legs and hands. Cried the giant. He is also start crying, means very big voice. The little boy said, "These are wounds of love." The little boy is words said, "These are the wounds of love." This is love's. Wounds loves. This is not a pain, this is a love. I have come to take you to my garden to play, because you have left the children play in your garden. I am came here for you taking to my garden. The children is not a children, it is a God. You want to come here to this garden because he take him to the heaven. The child is a God, like a God, he is a heaven God. So he came here to his garden because he want to take him. The selfish man, the giant, the selfish man, when he is selfish, but now he is a good man. So the God will take him to his garden, because he give his garden to the children. So he will take him to his garden, the child in the heaven. When the children came in the garden the afternoon, they found the giant lying dead under a tree, all covered with blooms. When the children came to his gardens in the evening time, afternoon time, and they are closing the school after time, evening time, that all the children came to his garden. They found the giant laying dead under a tree. The giant, a big man, died, dead body. They saw dead body of his because he dead is he went his body, the soul taken to him to the heaven, the child, that this is a God, so he take his body to the heaven. The selfish kind now become a very much wonderful man because he left his selfish, his greediness. So he went to the his body, his soul went to the with a God to the heaven. Like all covered with white blooms, all are the crying for the giant, the big man, all are crying. You also, children, don't more selfish in your life to give all the respect to your parents and children, give your and your friends, helpful to others people. Okay, don't more selfish, because whenever you selfish, all the this is your demerits. Okay, thank you.